That's what we're talking about right there. The lake. We are at Falcon Landing by DR Horton. And why are we here? It's why you clicked on it. Yes, there are homes right now under $550 with a boat slip. New construction on Lake Lanier. I'm like, what? Are you serious? We had to get up here and look at it. So not only do you have that house that's, sub $550, it's actually a $539.9 right now, but there is actually a 5-bedroom house that has over 3,400 square feet, 3-car garage, it too with a boat slip for just a hair over $600. Crazy deal. It's a crazy deal by itself. And then you throw in the boat slip, deep water on Lake Lanier. This is a tour we had to get up here and share with you. Let's go Falcon Landing. Welcome inside Falcon Landing by DR Horton. We'll give you a real quick update of where we are and what our plans are. This is Steve, Lone Home Team, EXP Living in North Georgia page. Let's go. Let's talk about what we're going to do today. We are here for a couple of reasons. Number one, you got new construction. We do these new construction tours all the time, right? But the cool thing about this one, price point wise, you start in the low fives on a ranch, 1,700 square foot ranch. Low fives, new construction. Not the crazy screaming deal, but then you get up into the higher ends, and we're going to take a look at the Mansfield. That's the biggest house. That's the last house we'll look at. Also look at the Hanover, which is the model. That one's got about 2,800 square feet. The Big Daddy, the Mansfield's got 3,400 square feet. You're talking about massive houses, upper fives, low sixes. But you factor in that you get a boat slip on Lake Lanier with these houses. There's 56 boat slips, 60 houses in here, so 56 of those are going to have a boat slip. In deep water too. Talking about deep water, like 48 feet deep parts of that dock when the lake is full. That's crazy. Really, really cool that you get that access. I know of nowhere else in North Georgia. Maybe it's there, I don't know, but maybe it's just like a shack. Maybe it's like a trailer with like a quarter of an acre, but you get a dock, maybe. And you can get that for $500. I mean, where else on Lake Lanier are you gonna get boat slip access and a brand new house for like 5s to low 6s? I don't know where it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen right here. So let's take that tour, 3 houses. Take a look at the Cali first, then we're gonna take a look at the model. The model is kind of like the middle size house that they have in this series, okay? Then we're gonna move up in the largest house that they have, the Mansfield, again, that 3,400 square foot monster with a huge upstairs loft area, 3-car garage. Really, really like this neighborhood. So let's get the tour going, let's go. We're here to look at the Cali. Here's the thing. Every once in a while, our best laid plans, they go awry because that's Cali right behind me. It's right there. See that? Beautiful little house, 1,700 square feet and change. 2-car garage, you see it with the golf cart garage as well. And I'm in front of another Cali, which is literally like right across the street. 2-car garage. You got the golf cart right there, okay? But here's the other thing. They're really cleaning and doing stuff on the inside of this house. So going inside is not gonna work. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay it out on the 3D tour, kind of let you know what the inside of the house would look like. Okay, so that way you get an idea of what the 1,700 square feet look like. Because it is, again, a 4-bedroom house. It has the 2 bathrooms. You got the 2-car garage, and it has, that little half garage. But the important thing about these is you have the one I showed you just across the street. It's listed at $539.9. So low 5s for 4-bedroom house with a boat slip on Lanier. New construction. Let's take a look at that real quick. Take a look at what the inside of that house looks like.
Okay, so as promised, let's go ahead and let's do this. We're gonna do a real quick drive through that house online. Keep in mind, we want to do this live, but seriously, the couple houses that they had that were Cali's were not up to date. But this is a really, really good deal. The one house is listed at that $539.9 price range. I want you to be able to see that. Okay, so I want you to see what the inside of the house looks like. Compared to the other two that we're gonna look at, it is definitely on the small side, but it's that entry level to get in and get that slip on the lake in the low 5s, new construction. It's a good deal. So this is a link to what it looks like on the DR Horton website. I've got that link down in the description below. But it talked about the Cali. They have utilized Zillow's 3D technology and whatever to go ahead and show you what the inside of the house looks like. We're going to use that, so our thanks to Zillow for allowing that. Show you what the bedrooms look like. Now, it gives you the dimensions on the website, how big these bedrooms are. I'm just going to kind of tour around a little bit. These are 10.5 by 11s. They're not big, but they're big enough. This is a house where if you're coming up here, maybe you're retiring, or maybe the kids just left the house or whatever, and you just need bedrooms just in case the kids come back to visit or whatever. Here's the other bedroom that's on the front. So you got 2 at the very front of the house. Okay, again, both of these are about 10.5 by 11s. Okay, so that's how big those rooms are. We're going to open this back up, show you what that bathroom looks like real quick. In here, not a big bathroom, but this bathroom is going to take care of both of those bedrooms that you have. One sink on this bathroom as well, but it's a full bath, so those 3 bedrooms, they get to share that full bath. Okay, come down here, come down the hallway a little bit. You got your laundry room. Like I said, I'm not going to get too deep in the weeds here. This bedroom right here is a little bit bigger, not by much, but it's a little bit bigger. It is 11 by 11.5 on this one. Okay, so those are your 3 secondary bedrooms in here. So yeah, they're smaller, but I mean the reality is you get those extra bedrooms. You probably are not going to use them all as bedrooms. One of them might be an office. One of them might be like a craft room or something like that. Let's come into the kitchen and show you what the kitchen looks like. And here we go. Got the sink in the middle of the island right there, a decent sized island. And then you've got, the corner pantry right there. You've got cabinet space. It's not, a crazy amount of cabinet space, but let's bounce over to the dining room and show you what this looks like real quick. So that's what the kitchen looks like. Again, it's not a crazy amount of cabinet space, but it's okay for this size house and for this price range. But that's a bigger island than we're going to see on the other 2 houses that we're going to tour. So that's very interesting. So keep that in mind. But you do have room in here where you can have like 3 or 4 stools there. You can have a table there in that little dining area. There's your living room right there. We'll zoom in a little bit closer because it's got the little fireplace right there. Put the TV over that. Let's go take a look at the primary / master. And we come in here. This is 12 by 15. Okay, so that's how big this is. Not huge, definitely smaller than the other ones we're going to look at. But I'll tell you what, I mean, from a value standpoint, this is not bad. Let's go look at the primary bathroom as well. Show you what it looks like. The cool thing is you get a tub shower with this. 2 sinks with the vanity. For something that's just a hair over 1,700 square feet, it's not bad. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not a bad value. It's not a bad little house. The other houses, they are ready. We're going to go look at them here in just another second. Like I said, I'd obviously much rather get in there and show you it live. I didn't want to get bogged down in this. We're done now. We're going to go look at the next house, because the next house, that's the model. So take a look at the model, take a look at the even larger plan, the Mansfield, which is like over 3,400 square feet. Then we'll take a look at the lake. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Let's go house number 2, the Hanover. Now we're going into the model. Now, normally do the model first, then we'll go to the other ones. But I figured this video, we do small, then medium, then large. So we did the small, price point in the 5s. Now we move up to a price point that on a slab, as of this moment, in the 5s. That has a basement, it could be in the low to mid 6s. But this is a pretty slick little house. I really like this a lot. So let's show you the layout. You come on inside, on the left-hand side, you got your office. So you got the office with the window. They got the little desk right there. Watch the world go by. A lot of this motif is obviously going to be lake, because that's the draw of this neighborhood. I love the fact that you can get lake access. You can get a boat slip at this price range. It's just crazy. So yeah, get down here. Let's go. Anyway, so lake motif throughout the whole house that you'll see. But this is your den. Okay, so the cool thing is the way that they have it set up right now is obviously you have the French doors, and whether that's something that comes with the house or you just add, you can see that the opening is small enough to where you can add that if you don't have it. Go to the next room, and here's your dining room. This is a pretty nice sized dining room as well. Okay, so there's that big table right there. So the dining room is just off the kitchen, which is right over here, but you do get your own dining room in this house. Keep in mind that the square footage is 2,804 for this one. We'll keep coming. Over here, you've got the garage would be right there, but that's the office. So that's in there, and then you got a couple of closets. Come over here, you've got your half bath right here. Okay, so downstairs you got your half bath, and you got the 2 full baths upstairs to go with this 4-bedroom house. We'll come on in, and then you got this nice big long area for the kitchen and into the living room. So the living room first, and obviously I mean, you look at this. I mean, this is a huge area because you want to have room right here to walk to get upstairs, right? So even if you have like a sectional that's like right here, and then you're overlooking, let's say you put the TV up here, right? And you have your sectional here. You still have plenty of room right here to walk, and get upstairs. But and then you've got room, over here by the windows as well. So this is a really cool layout for this living room. I mean, this living room's huge. And you got the fireplace. And I'll say it again, we talk about it all the time. We do a lot of Toll Brothers tours. You get that big 2-story living room. It's really, really nice, that grandiose look. But me personally, man, I love me a 1-story living room that's real, cozy, big, it's real done up. That leaves more room for stuff upstairs. I'd rather have functionality over grandioseness at this point in my life. Maybe one day I'll grow up. I don't want that. Anyway, into the kitchen. We got an island. Okay, you got some stools on the island. And you got, this is a decent amount of cabinet space in this house. For a house that's listed in the upper 5s. And actually the new ones, there's a big change that they made that I think you're gonna like on the master bedroom. We'll talk about that in just a couple of minutes. In this kitchen, you got the granite countertops, you got the tile backsplash, you got a lot of cabinet space because you do get some extra cabinet space in the island right here. You got the sink back here on the back wall. Sometimes it's in the island, sometimes it's the back wall, but right here, you can overlook the backyard. Kids out there in the playground or whatever you got in the back, or everybody's hanging out on the back deck, just, enjoying a beautiful afternoon. You gotta keep an eye on everything. So that's your kitchen right there. All right, let's take a quick look before we head upstairs. Take a look at the pantry. Now this pantry, obviously they've got all their stuff in here, but you would have all of your groceries in here. So, you look at size-wise, you could probably put another shelf down there, maybe another shelf up there. And so you've got like this big, you got that corner area. You can put a lot of stuff in here. This is a really big, you walk into it, this is a really big pantry. Cool, I like it. So that's your downstairs. See more lake stuff. They're selling that lake, man. Lake Lanier. You can see it over here too. We're gonna go fly over that lake in just a couple of minutes and show you what the docks look like and all that stuff. But that's what the picture looked like when they first started laying ground. Like I said, we'll look at it for real in just a minute. Let's go upstairs. Fast forward button. All right, so all 4 bedrooms, I should say, are upstairs. The 3 secondary ones and then the master. We start here though. Look at the size of this kind of like loft area that they have up here. So add another couch. Maybe this is where the kids come upstairs to come run away from everything. You let them watch all their stuff. Here at my house, you either got Dude Perfect on, you got Bluey on up there, 24/7 in our house. Maybe that's how it is at your house too. But it's a real big loft area. It's a getaway area. And that's the advantage of 2,800 square feet, because the reality is it's actually a pretty big bedrooms to go along with it. Motion detector on the lights. I like it. So here's your laundry room. It's not gigantic, but you got the shelf up there. You can add some more stuff over here if you want to. So you can really turn this into a functional laundry room for sure. Then we're gonna work our way around with the bedrooms. First bedroom we'll look at on the back of the house. So this would be your secondary bedroom, probably like 11 by 12-ish, something in that neighborhood. And we'll open up this. Now keep in mind, if you wanted to get into the Mansfield, which is the next size up, they got 3,400 square feet. So this one's 2,800, the next one's gonna be 3,400 square feet. So if you need a little bit more space in this, that's gonna be the next house we look at, so stay tuned. All right, that's the first bedroom. Second bedroom, I think this one's just a hair bigger. Really nicely done. It's on the front of the house. You got the, you're looking over the front of the neighborhood here. So open up this closet door, show what the closets look like. A decent sized closet in there. And then we're gonna come over here and show you the third bedroom. This one's a pretty decent sized bedroom as well. This one's probably the biggest of the 3 secondary bedrooms. Yeah, this is a pretty decent sized room. Okay, let's take a look at the closet. Oh man, look at this closet. It's a big closet for this room as well. So that's cool. So if you've got some kids, you know us, if you watch my videos, I've got 7. We got 7 kids. We need places to put kids. This would do good. I'd probably have to go for the 3,400 square foot one because, yeah, like I said, we got lots of them. Now, before we go into the master, which is right here, I want to show you. First, let's talk about this. Secondary bathroom. You got the 2 sinks. Talk about it all the time. It's a very important resale feature. 2 sinks in that secondary bathroom. This has it. This is really, really nicely done. I really like this. It's, you know, it's big. You got sink room, you got 2 sinks so the kids aren't like throwing elbows and stuff in the bathroom. But the cool thing that they're doing with this model, now this is again the Hanover. The way they're going to do the new Hanovers, the model's already laid out. The way they're going to do the Hanovers is this little closet or mechanical room, and then this, they're going to take this and move it over here. And then basically they're going to take the room, that's a closet right there, they're going to put that closet here. Why is that important? Because that closet is going to be another closet for the master bedroom, because they had a lot of feedback saying they'd like to have more closet space. So they're going to put that closet right over there, and they're going to take these, move them over here, take this closet, move it over there, bada bing, bada bam, bada boom. So you're going to have, you know, more closet space for the master. Speaking of the master, let's go check it out. Here's your master bedroom. This is a really big bedroom. Okay, I mean, you don't have that extra like secondary kind of seating area or tuck away or whatever, but you obviously have, I mean, this is big, you know, king size bed. You got the 2 end stands, you've got the nightstands rather, you've got the dresser right there, but you can probably put like a little couch over there if you want for a little, or a couple chairs for a little seating nook. I mean, this is a pretty big size bedroom. And keep in mind, they're starting to build them with an extra closet right over there, and that's going to go with the closet that's back here. Let's go take a look at the master bath. Master bath, you got your vanity, 2 sinks on the vanity. I mean, we've seen bigger vanities, but this is pretty, you know, pretty good size for this price point and for this size house. You also get tub and shower. That's a big shower. You don't just get a little dinky closet size shower. That's a pretty big shower with the bench in there. And then there's your tub right there. So tub, shower, you don't always get a tub with these new constructions, okay? Got the closet in here, and here's your master closet. So this master closet's not bad. You know, this is a pretty big, you know, kind of wraps around the whole room. If you wanted to, you can move these up a little bit, put in more down below. You know what I mean? I'm a big closet solutions guy. You know, you could create more, you know, storage solutions in here, but with that extra closet that they're going to start adding, that's kind of cool as well. Let's go take a look at the backyard real quick. All right, so here we go. We are outside now. Just, you know, on this one, you've got the covered porch. That's a pretty decent sized deck out here. But, you know, you have decent sized yard. Now, the yard's going to be a little different depending on where you are in the neighborhood. Now, the houses that are away from the lake, as I said, let's say on the left side of the main street, they're not going to have as big a yards as the one on the right side, because the ones on the right side kind of back up to the lake a little bit. So you're going to have slightly more land, but some of that might not be usable because of trees and everything like that. Anyway, I say all that to say decent sized yards, and we'll show you what the rest of the neighborhood looks like. But there you go, there's your backyard. All right, so that's the Hanover. So the Hanover, they've got some Hanovers in here that are on a slab and some that are on a basement. As of this moment, again, we're recording this about middle part of September. So the ones that are on a slab are like upper 5s, the ones that are on a basement, low to mid 6s, okay? And this is like the middle size. They've got 5 sizes in here. We'll talk more about all 5 of them coming up at the end. But we all looked at the Cali, which is the smallest. 1,700 square feet and change, right? This is 2,800 and change, 2,804. The next one's in that 3,400 range. Okay, so let's see how much bigger that one was, because you could definitely tell this is 4-bedroom house. The other one was a 4-bedroom, but you can tell this is like, these are bigger bedrooms. This is more for, you know, the family, that you need a little bit more room for the kids in their rooms and all that good stuff. But we need a slightly larger one, or do you need a slightly larger one? We're gonna go find that out. But keep in mind, we mentioned it before, mention it again since we're sitting here. Wherever you are in the process, give us a call. Let us know where you are, because this is the time to start planning, okay? Again, we're in the mid-September. Mortgage rates are falling like crazy, all right? Buyers have been sitting for 3 years waiting. They're getting ready to jump, okay? And I don't want you to fall behind, because if all the buyers come back when the rates go way down into the 5s, if that's what happens in the spring. If that's what happens, all buyers come back, you have multiple offers, all these really nice houses might go super fast. So I want us to have a game plan, okay? So whether you're buying tomorrow, in a month, in 6 months, whatever it is, let's come up with a game plan. Now, that's why I'm gonna put the phone number down there. You call me or you text me, okay? And you say, hey, Steve, this is where we are, this is where we're looking to go, this is what we're looking for, what should we do? Let's plan it out. Let's go to the Big Daddy. We're here at the Mansfield. We are going to finish this off, the tour of the homes off. This is the largest home in the fleet. Now this one gets the 3-car garage. Okay, so you get the 2 here. All the other houses in the neighborhood, they either get the extra garage or they get a golf cart garage. Okay, now you can put your golf cart in there if you want, but if you want to actually put an actual car in there, you can, because it's a 3-car garage. But 3411 square feet, this is a lot bigger than the last house. Got the covered porch here. Keep in mind, the last house is what, 2,800 and change? So 3411, I'm gonna do the math, it's at 30 to 35% or something like that. Editor, figure that out. How many percent bigger is this house than the last house, and put it below? Let's see how good I was at math on the fly. I'm guessing 35% without looking at a calculator. All right, come inside. Look at this big room right here. So it's cool because like they have these 2 lights on 2 separate switches. So it almost like indicates you can use these 2 areas for 2 different things if you want, or you just let it be one just big giant room, like a playroom or a homeschool room, or like if you want to turn it into a formal living room, whatever you want to do with it. But it's a huge room. Now, because the opening is so huge, you probably can't square that off or frame that off and put indoors or anything, but it's a big room. So like in theory, you could put like some kid stuff here, maybe turn this into a dining room right here, because you don't have a dining room in this one per se, but this kind of opening room is huge. Let's see what the rest of this 3,400 square feet gets us. We'll start here on the right, and we've got, oh man, I forgot to turn this light on. I'm a terrible realtor. You got a powder room. That's cool because you also have a bedroom downstairs, full bath with the bedroom that's downstairs, but you also get this powder room for guests that you have, okay? And then you got this little closet over here that goes under the stairs. So now let's come into the living room and then into the kitchen. So you still have that big open concept connection between the kitchen and the living room. So this living room, similar to what we just saw, over there at the Hanover, this living room's pretty big. I mean, you can put your sectional, right in here. You got plenty of walking room back here to get upstairs. The Hanover might have felt maybe just a hair wider. And maybe I'm making that up, maybe because they had stuff in here, it just looks different. That's why it's important to see it with furniture in it and without furniture in it. Then you come in here and kind of in your mind put furniture in. Nice living room, okay? With the fireplace on the corner. Then we come into the kitchen, another pretty decent sized kitchen. When you compare this kitchen, the kitchen that we just saw over at the Hanover, it's, they're pretty close. This one might be just a hair bigger because you've got this little extra bank of cabinets and countertop over there. So it's not a huge kitchen per se, but I mean, look at it, you get an island. There are some stools on there. You got plenty of counter space. You got the sink on the back wall by the window so you can overlook the backyard. And this house is ready for a model home or anything like that. This is what your backyard would look like. And this one just backs up right up to the trees. Looks beautiful back there. That's your kitchen right there. Before we take a look at this bedroom, take a look at the pantry. And there's your pantry right there. It's a pretty decent sized. You got the 4 shelves. I'm always a stickler on what that 5th shelf up there, but you can add that. That's pretty cheap at Home Depot or Lowe's. Got a little coat closet right there. So this is right off the garage. So if you wanted to, you always see those, the coat racks or whatever with the shelves and whatever. You could build one in there if you want, build it around that light. We'll come in here. Here's your 3-car garage. All 3 cars come in through that door. So there's your water heater right there. And there's your 3-car garage. So you got a pretty decent sized garage here, high ceilings. So if you want to like hang some stuff, hang some storage and stuff up here. But with the 3-car garage, you got a lot of place to put stuff in here. I like it. Back in the house, let's go. because we got one more bedroom, or we have a bedroom, I should say, to look at downstairs. And it's this bedroom right here. So come in here, bedroom on main with its own dedicated bath. So if you got guests coming with you, decent sized room. It's not, super duper huge. It's not like a whole suite or anything, but I mean, it's a pretty decent sized room for, if you have a long-term guest, you got parents staying with you, there's somebody's gonna stay with you for a while, and they want their own place, they can shut the door and close the world out. This is it. And then you've got their bathroom right here with, you got the sink, you got a shower over here. You got to get slightly brighter light in here. That light doesn't quite hit over there, but we could work on that. Again, we're going to Home Depot, we'll get you something. But you get a whole full bath, and again, you get the half bath around the corner. That's a big deal. We talk about that with a lot of people, that if they have the bedroom downstairs, it's important to have that secondary powder room so that people aren't using their bathroom, man. That's their bathroom. Anyway, it already feels a lot bigger than the Hanover that we saw in the model. Up the stairs, let's go. So we're gonna start right here. I mean, there's bonus rooms and then there's like football rooms. I mean, look at this. This is huge. This loft area that you have upstairs. I'd already be nervous about what my little boys would do, jumping off couches up here and dropping elbows and stuff across the thing. That's a huge room. Or maybe I shouldn't put all my business on the streets like that. But anyway, that's what you have up here. So this is the getaway for the kids or whatever. That's why I think, you have their room up here, like the homeschool room or the kids room or whatever. And then downstairs you can have a study with a little dining room, or like you got a lot of options. 3,400 square feet, you got a lot of options. Let's look at some bedrooms. First bedroom we're gonna look at gets its own bath. Okay, so you come in here, big bedroom, and I think all the bedrooms you'll notice on this one are a little bit bigger than the first house, than the last house we saw, which was the model. Obviously, they're bigger than the first house, because the first house is only 1,700 square feet, but this is 3,400, so it's about twice the size, or in the neighborhood of twice the size of the first house. But there's your closet. Again, this one is like its own ensuite, so it gets its own bathroom as well. So you get 4.5 baths on this house. Pretty nice. That's bedroom number 2, first one upstairs. Before we go that far, here's your laundry room while we're standing here. So look at, this one's a little bit bigger than what we saw next door. The next door, you don't really have like this little cutout right here. You kind of had it walled off. So you have all this room that you can add cabinets, you can add shelves, you can do whatever in here. You have a lot more room to do stuff in here. Okay, I really like that. So that's like either extra space, like extra pantry space if you need it. Go to Costco, you're like us, you have 100,000 cats, you need to put cat litter somewhere, whatever. That's what that would be for in there. But you got a lot of storage solutions in there. Let's come this way, go into the first bedroom, first bedroom on this side. Third bedroom overall. Like we talked about this one, again, they're all they feel just a little bit bigger than what we saw in the model. Closets are bigger too. So that's a pretty good sized closet for in there. Okay, there's bedroom number 3. Come across and look at bedroom number 4. There you go. We'll come take a look at the closet, and this one too. Slightly bigger closet. So you get slightly bigger bedroom, slightly bigger closets. And when you look at the price wise, when you compare prices on these, this is the Mansfield. This is going to be in the low 6s. Prices for that Hanover, they're on the slab, they're upper 5s. Really, for like $30,000 more, you get a lot more room in the house, and you're going to get the larger third car garage, or you get a third car garage. So the cool thing is, I want to show you this. Obviously, it's not super exciting to show you an air conditioner. Okay, there it is. But we're seeing this a lot with some of the new construction. They're putting the air handlers in the finished space. Why is that? In the finished space, it's not 120 degrees like it is in the attic. Much more energy efficient to have it that way, to have that in here. Okay, and it's easier to put the filters in and not have to go up in the attic and worry about getting up the stairs and da-da-da-da. So that's something we see a lot more on some of these new constructions. Okay, so the next bathroom. So this bathroom handles these 2 bedrooms that we just saw over here. So your ensuite upstairs. You got this bathroom for those 2 bedrooms. So you got the tub shower combo. You got the 2 sinks right there. Talked about 2 sinks is big for resale. Cool little bathroom. Now into the master. So come on in, and this is a huge master. This one's a little bit bigger than what we saw next door, I think, in the model. But you got plenty of room in here to put, you could put king size bed with the end tables. You probably put, your dresser right there, and then you could put probably, a little couch or something, or put a couple chairs or something right here. You got a lot of room in here. It doesn't necessarily have like a nook, so to speak, but I think you have enough room to do stuff in this bedroom, okay? Now we go into the bath. And this bath is pretty nice too. Now this vanity is not super huge, like we talked about earlier. And sometimes you get like a super huge vanity, but it's a trade-off. You get a lot of room here, you don't get a whole lot of room there. So it's a decent sized vanity, but you get a trade-off because you get a lot of room everywhere else in the house. But this one does keep with the theme of you get shower, you get bathtub. Pretty cool. You've got closet in here. Here's what the master closet looks like, so that's pretty nice. And then you've got the WC right there. Let's go dip outside, look at the backyard. All right, back deck, here we go. This one has the covered porch. And keep in mind, you're getting all this for that price of like $612 and change, right? I want you to notice this. You get a little gas connector right there coming off the house because it's gas. You saw gas in the for the stove in the kitchen. Bring that grill out here, man. I'd have my Blackstone right there, and I have to again go to Home Depot and get a connector, but man, I'd connect that and have my Blackstone right there, have my smokers right there. Then you got the big hill back here. I may have to put a little fence right there to keep the kids rolling down back there, but this is a really, really nice layout in the house. Backyard isn't the biggest, but like for this location, they also have some other ones that are for sale right now, those Mansfields that are in that low 6 price range, like one right across the street. So it's gonna have a slightly larger yard, but it wasn't quite ready to show just yet. But I mean, it'll be done within 30 days. I mean, call me today, we close mid-October, man, that thing be ready to sing and dance. But just to give you an idea how big these yards are, what this back deck looks like, I really, really like this house. That brings us to an end of the tour of the Mansfield. Okay, so take a look at 3 houses. There's 5 total. We'll show you all the floor plans, or I'll describe all the floor plans coming up when we wrap up the video, okay? But we looked at the smallest, which was the Cali. Then there was a Hanover, which was like the middle ground, the 2,800 square foot house, 4 bedrooms. This one is the big daddy. It's the biggest of them all, 3,400 and change square feet. But like we talked about, on a slab. The Hanover is like upper 5s. This is low 6s. You're talking about 30 or 40,000 extra dollars. What do you get? You get an extra bedroom. You get a full extra car garage. So it's a 3-car garage, not like a 2.5 or 2-car garage with a golf cart garage. You get like 3-car garage, extra bedroom, you get an extra 600 square feet, and all of that, you still get the boat slip. Okay, so that's really the point of this video was, we've toured a lot of houses that are on Lake Lanier that have boat slips and things like that. A new construction house in the 5s to low 6s that has a boat slip that doesn't exist. It exists here, okay? You get your own boat slip. Okay, so this house, you buy it today, low 6s, 3,400 square feet, 5 bedrooms, really nice house, and a boat slip. I think it's time. Let's go. All right, we're down at the dock. It's pretty freaking cool. You get your own boat slip with these houses. Again, they're starting to low 5s right now. Some smaller houses, but even the big daddies in the low 6s right now, and you get a boat slip. So here's the thing, first come, first serve. Get in here, go pick your boat slip. Now, down on, no, that end. We gotta figure this out. Down that end, that's the deep water. We're in deep water. Full pool, that's 48 feet on the end of that dock over there. But even if you don't end up there, it's still deep. It's on that end, you end up on that end, full pool. That's about 20, 22 feet deep, full pool. So, I mean, this is deep water. You get your own slip, you get water, you get electric. You want to put in your own, lift and all your other stuff. You got to do it yourself, but you get your own boat slip. Let's show you what this looks like. So there's your tour. Took a look at 3 great houses. One, not quite ready yet, but we took a look on the outside. We took a look on the 3D tour on the inside, just to give you an idea of what it's gonna look like. Then when we got in the model, which was the Hanover, 4-bedroom, slightly bigger, talking about 2,800 square feet instead of just over 1,700. Then we got into Big Daddy, which was the Mansfield, over 3,400 square feet. Keep in mind, all these prices. For the smaller ones, we're talking about low to mid 5s. For the bigger ones, for the 4-bedroom, for the Hanover, like we just saw in the model, upper 5s, maybe low to mid 6s if you have the basement. But then the Mansfield, the Big Daddy, is in the low 6s right now. So you talk about, we mentioned it several times. It's worth mentioning again. 5-bedroom house, and then you're gonna have 3-car garage. You have 3,400 square feet, and you get the boat slip. All that new construction on Lake Lanier, just a hair over $600,000. It's a really, really great deal they got going right now. They've got lender incentives right now if they use their preferred lender. I won't share it here because it changes from time to time, but they're pretty good introductory rates, okay? So again, if you have questions, first things first, call us. Text us, call us at the number below, 678-693-2363. Hit us up there because that's where, give us a call. We're in touch with the sales team here. We've got the information. We can give you an idea of what's available right now, what's getting ready to be available, things like that. We're also looking at all the houses all over North Georgia, not just new construction, but $1 million listings. We're touring city centers, things like that. So we're in the know. We're out there. Give us a call. Whether you're moving tomorrow or you're moving in 3 years, give us a call now. Let's come up with a plan. Okay, so below, we've got a link to the website. We've got the 3 houses we looked at, also the Belfort and the Hanover. Those are the other 2 floor plans that we did not look at. You have links to those as well. Those are like the second smallest and second largest homes that they have in here. So they got 5 different floor plans. We toured 3, but one of those could make sense for you moving up here and getting on the lake and getting that boat slip. Thing to keep in mind about the boat slip, okay? 60 homes are gonna be built in here, 56 boat slips to hand out. That means 4 are gonna miss. I don't want you to miss if that's a big deal for you. But I cannot stress enough the price point to get in and have a slip on a brand new construction on Lake Lanier. That's crazy. You just don't see that. That's why this is a great deal. So again, down below, the link to all the information from DR Horton, all the information about the neighborhood. While you're down there, come on, man, like, subscribe, comment. Did you like the video? Did you like these houses? Which one did you like best? What are you looking to see more of? Things like that, comment. Y'all, you're sitting on the couch, you're enjoying the videos, and I appreciate that. 70% of our videos are watched on TV. So are you watching on TV right now? I see you. I see those Cheetos, man. Put the Cheetos down, send me a comment, then you can go back to Cheetos, okay? Comment, okay, like, subscribe, comment, I appreciate you. This is Steve with the Malone Home Team with eXp Living in North Georgia page. As we head out of here, I appreciate your time. You wanna binge watch, you wanna see all the new construction tours that we have done, there's the playlist right there. Just click on that, sit back and relax. We've done a whole bunch. Been all over North Georgia looking at new construction, some great videos there. Check them out. Appreciate you, bye.